The Spider Slayer is on the loose within the raft, but an irate Jameson would not let him escape. Ignoring the advice of a Spider-Man hologram, Jameson decides to take matters into his own hands. While the other survivors are safe behind a Spider-Bot-constructed force field, Jameson interrupts the Spider-Man-Spider Slayer tussle, and he gives Spider-Man the important directive to use lethal force to ensure Spider Slayer does not escape. Spider Slayer orders his newly invigorated allies to keep Spider-Man busy while he figures a way out. Scorpion heads towards Jameson, the Vulture moves towards the Spider-Bot-protected civilians, while Boomerang, tasked with fighting Doc, is quickly defeated. Faced with the choice of who to save, Doc chooses neither. He's going after the Spider Slayer.
So the Superior Spider-Man is now making the choice to just go after Spider Slayer. Screw everything else.
This just highlights the difference between Peter Parker and Doc as...
Well, that's the entire series, is
it
highlighting
is,
the difference.
but this is like... Peter fought to save people, while Doc just fights to eradicate crime. He doesn't really care that... he could go save those innocent people, but he's just gonna... No, I got a directive. I gotta kill this guy. That's gonna be better. Greater good.
What do you think of him almost taking orders now from Jameson?
I think it's funny how Jameson has sort of just developed him as his personal hitman. At first, he's just sort of okay with him like doing what he needs to do for Massacre. He doesn't say anything directly. Then later, he gives him a direct order to punish Screwball just because he embarrassed him.
Yeah.
And now he's like, hey, kill this guy. I want this guy dead.
I mean, it's very personal, obviously, with Spider Slayer, because he killed his wife.
I think it's just a slippery slope, you know?
And I don't necessarily know that he's got Spider-Man on a leash, per se. I think it's more that Jameson and Doc Ock's like agenda aligns. They just think similarly.
Whatever it is, it's kind of cool just to see Jameson and Spider-Man working together to the extent that they are.
So you think he's going to bring out like a harsh brand of justice on all these guys, or is he just going to go after Spider Slayer?
Well, they seem to imply that if Spider Slayer's gone, he can take away those enhancements to all these other guys. So if he takes out the head, maybe all the other guys just come worthless again.
I still think that Connors is going to end up helping Spider-Man, and I think it would be a cool wrinkle if maybe Connors can tell that he's not Peter as well.
It would be a way for Connors to get some redemption, especially if he comes in and he's the one that saves maybe Jameson or helps the other civilians in some way.
And we know he's sort of good from the end of Amazing Spider-Man.
The major problem I have with this current arc is that the pacing of this entire series has completely changed. Before, pacing was very fast, they had single issues for an adventure, and now they split this entire adventure into what seems like it's going to be at least 3.
Yeah, it definitely has slowed down quite a bit since Ghost Peter perished. So hopefully they pick it back up again.
Until then, I'm a little disappointed.
As a grade for Superior Spider-Man number 12, what would you give it?
I give it a 3 out of 5, mostly because of the pacing issues. I felt this entire arc could have been resolved in a single issue and still had the same impact of Spider-Man dealing out some justice again.
I pretty much agree with you. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 as well. I think my expectations for this series are just so high because it's been so good, and this issue just didn't live up to that same standard.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Superior Spider-Man number 12. Before we go, we have a question for you.
With Jameson now giving orders, who do you think he's going to tell Spider-Man to go after next?
Leave your own thoughts in the comments below. Like always, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up.